Today is drivetrain repair week. Jim and I, we noticed on our motor down the coast and then back up that our cutlass bearing started to shimmy out of the shaft log. That means that the engine and transmission are moving around too much. And that's one thing that we've never replaced on this boat yet. The motor mounts are quite wobbly. I'm interested to see the difference, but I'm sure they're just shot. The dripless has been a dripper for months now, so that needs to be replaced. And the prop is going to get sent off to PYI in Washington and get refinished. We're going to check the shaft to see if it's still true. Fingers crossed that's not messed up, because that's going to determine whether or not I can buy any more toys.
Toys?
Yeah.
What?
That's a big list to get done.
The not so glamorous side of boating, we are headed to pump out our holding tank and get some fuel so we can keep our diesel heater running this winter. We can't seem to get away from hauling out our boat every December. Fathom's excited. She's never been to the boatyard. What do you think? Oh, you're all wrangled.
We want to take this transducer out and replace it with the dummy plug, so if the strap goes on it, it doesn't break the paddle wheels.
And with that, I think we are ready to haul out. You may remember that we spent last Christmas grinding away at our mast. This year, we were determined to be floating by Christmas, so with only 12 days before Santa came rolling into town, we were eager to get right to work.
Don't like that slop. And then look in here.
Yeah, that's a lot of movement.
Okay, it came off.
We have the AQUADRIVE coupling loosened up. All the bolts are taken out, and we are now going to try and take this shaft out of the boat.
Okay, here we go.
With the shaft out, we discovered that our cutlass bearing was spinning loosely in the shaft log. So we asked some of our boatyard friends for their expert opinion.
I think I want a set screw in it, right?
I'm a fan of them because that's what happens. Or, you know, everything gets worn as time goes on. So now you got that spinning around, and that's probably made it looser.
Right.
Just drill right through here and here and tap it. It's a thick wall, so you can really do this nicely. If you put this guy in and drill in and hang on to it with your fingers, you can feel when you hit it and just make a teeny little dimple.
So you just made a little dimple. These are the set screws we bought for the cutlass bearing. They're 1/2 inch long and they're 1/4 20 thread, and they are 3/16 stainless, obviously. And hopefully having 2 of these in place, one right after the other, will help prevent any of them from backing out and losing them into the ocean.
We are hauled out at Berkeley Marine Center, and Cree sent us down here to have this shaft checked out with you guys.
Are you having any issues with it?
We weren't having any issues with the AQUADRIVE.
We're replacing the engine mounts because we had pretty soft engine mounts.
You're out of alignment right there.
So the dripless was leaking, and it's been sitting there. You can see.
I see it.
So when we
you
put
got the seal type, huh?
It was the
it's
strong
type,
seal.
Yeah, strong
right?
seal.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get PSS and put it in a different spot.
Yeah, if you can do that.
Up here?
Up here, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty, nice to meet you.
Alrighty,
Thank you
thanks,
very
guys.
much. So these are ancient.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah, look at that. These are the new ones.
Wow, it's all gonna be so different after this.
Mm-hmm.
So much quieter and smoother and stronger.
Clean on that end. That was the transmission side where it mounts to the transmission plate. This end looks like water got caught in there and has just been sitting in there. Looks pretty rusty. I just gotta clean that up and put some corrosion X in there, I think. I don't think we could bead blast it because I don't want
Stuff getting in that
in between
joint.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll scrape it up and try to clean it up as best we can.
Maybe a wire wheel on the drill.
We might even be able to use a what
is that?
A pneumatic wire wheel.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna take this galley sink cabinet out. I will take the shelves out, and there are a couple quick connect screws that connect this side in, and then quite a few that attach it to the sole. Not bad for all the cooking we do. Pick it up and turn it. Go that way.
Good job. We have taken the cabinet off. This is where it will live for the next week or maybe 2. So until then, it's kind of taking up half of our home. We don't have a lot of space in general, but it makes great access for the engine. And you can see our last cabinet adventure. Hopefully this time it won't be 8 months, but it's all part of boat life and we love every minute of it. Okay, what do we got going on today?
Well, I'm getting everything out of the bilge. Found a bunch of treasures. Some things that I haven't been able to reach since June of 2018.
There's screwdrivers down there, hose clamps, zip ties, and a socket down there. It's probably the 13 we've been missing for months now. We are setting up the bracing to be able to just hold the engine in place and be able to take off engine mounts. These 3 2x4s connected together and strapped with Dyneema to the engine. Hopefully that'll be enough support to keep it in place. We've never done this before, so fingers crossed.
We finally got approval from Fathom, our 4-pod supervisor, to begin removing the engine mounts.
I release this top bolt to let the motor move up a little bit. That's not a motor mount anymore.
First engine mount is off.
How excited are you?
I don't know if excited is the word for it, but...
Wow.
Okay. Oh my god!
Oh, what?
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's not a motor mount.
That is crazy.
I'm lucky that this whole thing didn't fail on the way at the coast.
Seriously.
And here's the port aft.
Okay, now show the new one.
And this is the new one.
Can't even make it bend by hand.
So cleaned up the motor mounts yesterday with the bead blaster. They cleaned up nicely. No major pitting. No cracks at all. I put some Rust-Oleum on there. I got 2 on the port side. And then I could put some bilge paint on. And while that's setting up, I'm gonna go do groceries because we're about to go into lockdown on Monday. And then I can come back and take the rest of the motor mounts off and do the same thing. Heat blast them. Ow! What the hell is that for?
Why are you so vicious, kitty?
Jeez. I know I need to comb my hair, but that's not the nicest way. So yeah, so we'll see how today goes.
Silly cat.
Goodness. Today I'm going to paint the starboard side of the bilge and put the starboard arms and mount the mounts.
We were able to source Vetus engine mounts that were the exact swap to replace the old ones, which had lasted over 30 years. And today is the first night that we have a Airbnb for 6 nights, which will be nice. We've been living in the boatyard in construction zone for a while now. Fathom does not really know what to do with home life yet, so she's like running around like a crazy monster kitten and trying to keep her from breaking anything or getting stuck underneath that stove. Oh, Fathom, right when I say that, you get under the stove. Anyways, so we are going to take showers and just do all the stuff that we haven't been able to do. Fathom, get... Oh. Okay, back to it. Anyways, got a bunch of engine insulation into the engine bay now that we have it all opened up. Finished some Dynaglass to smooth out the shaft log section of our, where we're gonna put the dripless piece. There's Jack now. He's coming from the van because we bought pizza earlier and then forgot it in the car. So that's how tired we were. We didn't even remember about pizza. We did some thickened epoxy and smushed the nice big backing plate that we wanted to install up at the bow where our windlass is. We've got the G10 backing plate. Jack is in the hole holding it up, and I'm gonna mark so we know what to cut.
I'm fine, I'm not just holding up this above my head.
Yeah, I can take longer if you want. Okay, you're good. Oh, hi.
Oh. Hello.
Hi there.
Hello. Well, we drilled these holes, mounting holes bigger, so when we drill the proper 7/8 size, it's encased in epoxy, not going through the core. And then we're going to re-drill the hosepipe hole and the wire hole and redo our previous repair because it was cracking. So we beveled the edge more so it's a gradual edge for the paint to stick onto. Then we have a whole G10 backing plate underneath this like this. So I'm going to sand this down, get it flat, ready for hole drilling and paint, and then we'll slap the windlass on again.
So I am on my lunch break from work down in the boatyard office, and I walk up the ladder and find our boat looking like this. Stuff pulled out of all the lazarettes. If we go down below, you'll see tool room, because just to run one bilge hose, we've got to get into our pantry storage. And of course that means pulling out all of our pantry stuff. No simple task on a boat. Everything takes 3 times as long and makes 3 times the mess. And when you live on a boat, it means that your home is also up in shambles. You can see,
Shambles.
Is that the right?
I don't think so.
Is the right terminology? What is it then?
In shambles?
In shambles or up in flames?
Up in flames.
Either way, it works for our situation here because...
So our PSS dripless came in. I am ready with the shaft log. We got the shaft and the prop back today. Oh, whoa.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Boom!
Some blang blang.
Huge thanks to the shop at PYI. They had great customer service, our prop came back looking better than new, and they completed the job in a timely manner.
Now we're going to install the shaft with the new Cutlass bearing, and then plop this sucker on the shaft log.
Alright, what's the plan, Stan?
Lube this sucker in, up and slide it in. Nice and deep like.
That's what she said.
Get some lube on that. Dip my fingers in it.
This is just some Dawn soap. The PSS dripless says do not use anything but water and soap. It's such a special feeling when you get to start putting all the components back together, becoming intimate with each piece of the puzzle, and knowing your boat just a little bit better than you did before.
Okay, got the donut on.
Alright, so we got the PSS dripless onto the shaft log, put the shaft through the boat, and now we're gonna connect the thrust bearing that goes right here, connected to those two ears. With the new engine mounts, new dripless, and all the parts reinstalled, it was time to bring in Boat Wizard Cree to guide us in aligning the engine.
Oh my!
Yeah, oh my.
Disco lighting and everything?
Yeah! It's like the sun!
Wow.
I was tired of dropping my headlamp down there.
That is too nice.
It needs to be closer than that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can do the engine like this.
At least eyeball
You've
straight,
got tons
right?
of room though.
Yeah, I
To
can
do it.
I can move it over.
They should be,
Pretty
yeah,
spot on, yeah.
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 I mean, it'll take up a ton of play, and that's the beauty of those thrust plates.
But they have to be in line.
Yeah. The less play you have, the longer it'll last.
Right.
So what's here? The sink?
That.
The sink. The sink.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't fit out through the companionway, so it's got to live there when we do projects.
It's a huge galley sink when it's in.
This is a huge boat.
It is for
Yeah.
the size.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
We love
Really
her.
beautiful.
Once this is put back together, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Our AQUADRIVE coupling helps account for minute misalignment, but we managed to line things up nicely, reducing the stress put on the AQUADRIVE. So we are putting together our MaxProp that just came back from PYI up in Washington, and they refurbished the gears inside, cleaned it up really nice. Luckily it was in better shape than we thought, so when we put it back together, one of the cool things about these MaxProps is that you can actually pitch it to different prop pitches. So depending on what boat you're putting it on and what the power of the engine is and a bunch of other things that I don't really completely understand, then you can pitch it to a different angle, so it's either pushing more water or less water. So we have the blades here, they look nice and shiny. Once we've got it all put back together, we will be putting PROPSPEED on, which is an expensive but awesome product. It's pretty much a silicone based coating that you put on the prop and any of the metal running gear underneath the waterline, and it'll keep anything from growing on it. All you need to clean the prop is one of these nice soft towels. No gross barnacles growing on your prop. Just keeps us worry-free when we can't see it under the water. PropSpeed has tons of detailed application videos, so make sure to follow the instructions if you decide to apply PropSpeed on your boat. So today's task is putting another coat of paint on the bow. We've got one coat of actual paint and 2 coats of primer, and then we'll drill the holes and mount that windlass. And then Jack just got back from meeting with a client, and we are starting to wet sand the prop. Unfortunately, that beautiful shiny prop that we saw has to get sanded down so it's nice and abraded and ready for PropSpeed to stick to it. Got a bucket with water here, and we've applied PropSpeed to Gemini a couple times now, but with the refurbished prop, we got a super smooth coating, making it our best application yet. So tomorrow is our last day at the Airbnb. I am going to take all this plastic off the walls in the V-berth and wipe everything down since we were sanding and grinding a bunch of fiberglass and gross stuff up here. And then hopefully we can get our mattress put back to where it belongs and be ready to sleep there tomorrow night. We worked well into the night as we hoped we could be ready to launch the boat the next morning. Finally, the moment every boater dreams about when they're on the hard, launch day. We got pushed over to the long dock to complete a couple more checks before firing up the engine. How we doing?
Good, no leaks so far.
That's good.
Should we fire it up?
Yeah. I mean, if you think you're ready. So when you burped, that water came out for a second, and then that's it, right?
Wait a bit.
Oh.
What do you think?
I think it's awesome. Do you want me to start up the engine so you can look at things?
Yeah.
Okay. Fire in the hole.
So we've got to update our wall for the refit of the year.
All right, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Let's put this sucker back on.
So now we gotta put the cabinet back where it belongs. Well, I think launch day was a success because it successfully tuckered out Fathom Cat, who just fell asleep while playing with her toys and that paper bag. I would say success.
Yeah, cabinet's back on. Engine started.
And the sink is already full of dishes. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to support our channel and follow along for the adventure of a lifetime.
Today is haven't had my coffee yet.